show you in this video are the settings for Google Voice if you want your calls to go to your cell phone. So if you have your Google Voice number on your Bandit signs and you want them to ring directly to your cell phone every single time, then this would be the configuration. So I'm logged into my Google Voice account and I'm going to go to Settings. Now the first thing you want to check on the Phone tab, Phones, is make sure that the mobile box is checked. This means when someone calls your Google Voice number, that it's going to ring to the mobile phone. That's the phone number that you entered when you set up the account and you had to verify the phone number. That's the number that it's going to ring to when someone calls your Google Voice number. Then a couple of settings here. You can also elect to receive text messages on this phone and to notify you of any new voicemails that you may receive. Like if you miss a call, it will, and they leave a voicemail, it will text you on your cell phone and let you know that you have a Google Voice message. If you want, there's a couple of different options as far as if you miss your calls, where you want your voicemail, how you want your voicemail to be handled. If you leave it alone, if you log into your account and you don't activate your Google voicemail, then your calls are going to be, if you miss the call, it's going to be directed right to your cell phone voicemail. So if you want a custom message for anyone who calls your Google Voice number, which is probably a good idea if they're calling on Bandit signs, and you want to leave a message like, hi, this is Tracy. If you're calling about selling your house, just leave me your name and the property address and the phone number I can reach you, and I'll get back with you. If you don't record that message on your cell phone, then they're going to get whatever standard message you have set up on your cell phone. So you probably want to activate Google Voicemail on your cell phone, which means they'll only get the Google Voice message if they call your Google Voice number. So anybody that calls your regular cell phone number will not get the Google Voicemail. Anyone who calls your Google Voice number will get your custom Google Voicemail message. So if you click on the Activate Google Voicemail, you'll have to do a couple of steps to activate the Google Voicemail, and you'll have to enter the code just like they've done here. And then your Google Voicemail will be activated on the phone. If you decide that you don't want the calls to go to your cell phone, you want them to go to a different phone like a landline, or maybe you want to buy a dedicated cell phone just for your Bandit signs, you can add another phone here and you'll go through the same process as far as verifying the number and being able to select that phone for where your calls get forwarded to. So we'll move on to the voicemail and text tab. Now, as long as you've activated Google Voicemail on your phone, then you're going to need to record a greeting that the callers will hear when they call your Google Voice number. If you didn't activate Google Voicemail, you don't need to do this step. But like I said, if you want the custom message, then you'll need to record the greeting. So in order to do that, there's already like a voicemail greeting in here by default, and it's pretty lame. You don't want to use it. It just says the Google Voice number your caller you're trying to reach is unavailable or whatever. So you want to record a new greeting. And you can call it whatever you want. Let's say we'll call this one Bandit Sign Message. And I'll show you why you want to call it that, because this is pretty cool. Bandit Sign Message, and that's going to be your default. Now, it's going to call you so that you can record the greeting. There's not actually a number yet that you can call into to record your greeting. So if you select Google Talk as the number, the phone to ring, it's going to call you on your computer. You have to be logged into Gmail in order for your Google Talk phone to ring. And make sure you have a microphone capable computer if you use Google Talk to record your message. So if you call Google Talk and you have Gmail open, now it's different than Google Voice. You actually have to have your Gmail account open, not Google Voice. So maybe open a new tab or a new window and log into your Gmail account, and it will call you on your computer and give you instructions on recording your voicemail. Or you can choose your mobile phone, and then it will call you on your cell phone or whatever number you have in your Google Voice account, and it will prompt you to record your greeting. Now if I hit connect, it's going to call me on my cell phone. And you'll probably hear while my phone's on vibrate. That's Google Voice calling, and then when I answer it, it will ask me to record my message. I'll be able to listen to it and make sure that's what I want it to say and yada yada, and then confirm it once I have the right message. So I'm going to cancel that for now because I already have a greeting in there. And then you can see you can choose at any time what message the callers hear. So if you want them to hear the system standard message, you would choose that, and then you can hear the message. You can play them, re-record them, rename them, or delete them. And then you can do the same thing with your recorded name. If you want to record the recorded name like Tracy Kaywood or We Buy Houses or whatever you want to say, same instructions for that. You can have it call your computer or your cell phone. Okay, the voicemail notifications, this is how you want them to notify you if you have a new voicemail. This one is email the message to you. You can have them email it to you. Or remember, back on this tab, you selected notify me of new voicemails via text. So if you select that box and you select this box, you're going to get notifications in two places. If someone texts you a message to your Google Voice number, by checking this box, it will email you the text message. And you can actually reply to a text message via your email account. You don't have to use your cell phone or log into Google Voice to reply to a text message that comes to your Google Voice number. But remember, you have to have this box checked, receive text messages on this phone. And then you'll need to create a PIN number here so that you can check your voicemail from your cell phone. You can actually using your cell phone, call your Google voicemail and listen to your messages on your phone as long as you have a PIN number established. And this, by checking this box, it will transcribe your voicemails to the best of its ability and email it to you. So Google actually listens to the message, puts it in transcription, and emails you the text version of the voicemail, as long as you have this box checked. If you don't, it's going to email you like an MP3, and you just click play in your email, it will play the voicemail. Okay, on the calls tab, if you want the caller to say their name before they're connected, then you would turn this on. If you do not care about that, then you would turn it off. If you turn off call screening, then you have to activate Google Voicemail on your phone. Okay, that's one of their rules. When someone calls your cell phone, if you want for their phone number to be displayed, you would check this box. If you want your Google Voice number to be displayed, you would check this one. A good thing to do is if you display your Google Voice number, you can save the Google Voice number in your cell phone as a seller lead. So when you look at your phone, you see on your caller ID that it's a seller lead calling. You can remove yourself from a noisy situation, or make sure you have pen and paper ready to take notes, or whatever you need to do, as long as you know that it's a seller calling. Otherwise, if you leave it on this, you're not going to know who it is. It's just going to be, their phone number showing up. This is kind of self-explanatory, kind of the same thing. If you text a Google Voice number from your cell phone, it will either display your Google Voice number or your cell phone number. If you decide, let's say you are going to the movies, or for the weekend you don't want to take any phone calls from sellers. Whatever the case may be, you just don't want your Google Voice number ringing to your cell phone. You check this box. It enables Do Not Disturb, which means your Google Voice number will not ring on your cell phone at all. It will go straight to your Google voicemail. And you can set this up to end in, several minutes, several hours, or however many days you want. So if you're going on vacation or whatever you want to do, you can enable Do Not Disturb and tell it when to turn off, or you can set this permanently to Do Not Disturb you, and it will always go to voicemail. Make sure if you are not getting calls, you log in and look at Do Not Disturb to make sure that that box is not checked if you are expecting calls and not getting them. And then this, tells you how to handle your missed calls. If you want to record your phone call, you check this box, and when you press 4, the number 4 at any time during your phone call, you can record your call. It will record your phone call, which check your laws about that. And then this applies to some spam filtering. So those are pretty much the settings for forwarding to your cell phone. Let me see what groups and circles probably aren't really going to apply to if you're using this on a Bandit sign. A call widget. This is if you want to put a call me thing on your website, and when they click that, it will actually call your Google Voice number. And then, of course, billing and your account settings, which don't really apply to any configurations. So that is all how you should set up your Google voicemail if you are wanting your calls to be directed directly to your cell phone. This is Tracy Kaywood with the Property Mob, makers of badass investors.